Hey everybody, and welcome to JED TV, where educators come to get equipped, encouraged, and empowered. Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome to the very first episode of JED TV. Episode 1, May the 4th, 2021. JED TV is finally becoming a reality. Who am I? I am Jed Derryberry. I'm an educator from South Carolina. And JED TV has been a dream of mine for a long, long time. And my followers on social media, my Facebook friends, my Instagram friends, my Twitter friends, all of you have been telling me for a while that I should make videos. You know, some people blog, some people vlog, but I do my best work when I'm just talking to the camera and talking about what I do in education. For 13 years, I was in first, second, and third grade, and now I work primarily in higher ed, where I work with pre-service teachers, training them in best practices that they can take into their classrooms and be awesome teachers. And just so you know, speaking of awesome teachers, today is May the 4th. It's official, like a Teacher Appreciation Week, but today is like Teacher Appreciation Day. And what better day to launch a TV show? Yeah, TV show. I'm just set up in my home office, right? What better day to launch a TV show that equips, encourages, and empowers teacher than on Teacher Appreciation Day? That's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to do every episode of JED TV. If you notice the little J and the big ED, the focus is not on JED. The focus is on education and equipping, encouraging, and empowering teachers. What do I mean when I say that? I've spoken to thousands of people in my career, and I use those three words, equip, encourage, empower. But what do I mean when I'm sharing those words? Well, I'll tell you, equip. I want to equip you with new ideas, new ways of thinking, maybe some new friends who follow and connect with this video. I want to encourage you because goodness knows our job is tough. Whether you're teaching preschool or higher ed, or you know, one of those jobs that often gets overlooked where you're teaching, like if you're a camp counselor or if you manage a 4-H club or any kind of club or anywhere where there is teaching involved. Man, teaching is hard work, and we need encouragement. I'm going to do that through laughter and fun, sometimes entertainment. Who knows? I map out. I'll show you how I planned my JED TV. Yeah, I got a little plan here. Yeah, that's my doodle page. That's what I'm doing. It's because I want to just speak to you from my heart, and I know that the more that I plan it, the more that might get taken away. So I want it to be really authentic each episode. So I hope that encourages you as well. But the last thing I want to do is empower you. I've mapped out some questions that have empowered me as a teacher to think and reflect on. I want to empower you to go back to your schools, your districts, your community, maybe just even your own personal life, your own household, to feel empowered after watching an episode of JED TV. I want to tell you before I get started, because you're going to hear me talk a lot about equip, encourage, and empower, but you're going to hear me talk a lot about this book. This book by Elizabeth Gilbert called Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear. I'll tell you, it was a life-changing book for me because it helped me to overcome my fears of being creative. I will confess to you, episode 1, it's taken me a long time to get this episode going because I have been afraid. I know, I've been so afraid. I've spoken in front of thousands and thousands of people over my career, and I don't ever get afraid to do a keynote. And here I am in the middle of my home office. Nobody's here, but I've been really afraid to start this. I don't know why. I just didn't know where it was going. What was I going to do? But if there's one thing I realized based on this book, is that you just have to jump in and get started. Back in February, I attended a conference online called the Education Speaker Summit. It was hosted by my friends Alex and Tom, and they did a fantastic job with it. And I remember one of the speakers at that event said, if you've had an idea for a long, long time and it won't go away, then you need to get to work on that idea. And JED TV has been an idea that's been around for a long time, and I've been wanting to do it. Another thing from this book, Elizabeth Gilbert says the universe sometimes gives you ideas, and if you don't act on it, guess what? The universe takes it away and gives it to somebody else. Y'all, I don't want anybody else named Jed to take away JED TV, so here we are. I am excited to equip, encourage, and empower you. Let's get started with the equip. You like my fancy slides? Woo! Equip. I want to equip you today, and what better way to start been talking about this book. I'm not going to read it to you. You've all read this book, The Dot by Peter Reynolds. I know you've read it. If you haven't read it, you need to get a copy of it. International Dot Day is on September 15th-ish, so you got months to get this book and get ready. Let me equip you with some ideas that I've done. I've done so many with this, but I've got a really top 3 that I want to share with this. Each week I'll share, or each episode. I said each week. I don't know how often I'm going to do these. I'm glad we talked about that. Maybe each week, maybe every 10 days, maybe once a month. I don't know. It depends on the feedback that I get from this. So let me know. Once a week, once a month. What do you think? Anyway, back to the dot. Equip you with the dot. When I was doing this with my higher ed students, my college students, I had them actually draw a dot with sidewalk chalk outside the main building, and they had to read a book, not this book, but read to the dot. We did it on dot day, right? So we drew a dot like this one, and then they had to practice reading to the dot. The class was children's literature, and I don't know if you're out there watching this, if you've ever read a book to a group of students. It's not easy. You can't just pick it up and wing it. You have to practice. It's a skill you have to build. So I had my students draw a dot and read to the dot. Yeah, like it was their best friend. Yeah. And students absolutely loved it, but I had to do like a 1, 2, ready, go, because nobody wanted to be the first one to read. So just a little hint there. So that's one. After you read this book, you can go outside and draw a dot and read to it. Yeah. Number 2, after you read to your dot, fill in the dot that you drew with all kind of nature materials that represent some area of learning that you had from the book that you read. So let's say, for example, you read this book, Ada's Violin, right here. Let's say you read this book to your dot, and then afterwards you wanted to collect nature materials that represented Ada's violin and the other instruments in the orchestra. If you haven't checked out that book, it's a fantastic book. It's the story of the recycled orchestra from Paraguay. I didn't plan on sharing that today. I just grabbed it off the shelf, but check that out. And then, so you read that book to your dot, and then afterwards your dot was full of materials that represented your comprehension. And when I say I mean the students, right? The students show your comprehension. And then afterwards, after each person has read to their dot, filled in their dot, then let the students rotate through and learn about each story that was read to the dot by sharing the dot. Yeah, so it's story retell. Now, you might be thinking, you might be listening to this if you're a higher ed teacher, or maybe even a senior in high school, and think, that doesn't really apply to me. Yeah, it does. Storytelling, public speaking, all of those things are important for your students. And you know what? They're part of your ELA standards too, at every level, kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. So check those out. So that's the equip for today. Are you ready to be encouraged? Are you ready to be encouraged? Okay. Sometimes during this section, I will share personal stuff because I think that helps encourage one another when we realize that we're not alone in what we're dealing with. And I'll be very honest with you. After years and years of this job, it takes a toll on you, it weighs on you, and I go to therapy, not just for that, but I go for lots of different reasons, but because I want to help my inside, my brain, just like I would any other part of my body that may need some doctor attention. And one of the best things I've gotten from my therapy, back March the 10th, my therapist told me to start writing down 5 positive things about my day. So I started, and then I write it down in my journal. Here's one. I write a number 5, and then I write 5 things around it. Y'all, so far I haven't missed a day since March the 5th. I haven't missed a day since, or I said March 5th, March 10th. Look, I don't know what day. It's the 30th. That was March 30th, I guess. Here we are into April in my journal. I don't care if you see these. It's nothing overly personal there that you couldn't see. And sometimes I doodle my 5. Y'all, this has been the best thing. I would love it as a teacher if you started doing 5 things that were positive about your teaching each day. 5 things about your teaching each day. Or it could be just 5 things that are personal that you're working on. I don't care. I'll show you where I did mine yesterday. And I'll share my 5 things too. See, I just did it at the bottom there. And I'll share my 5 things. Oh my gosh, I doodled with all my brand new Crayola markers. That was one of my things. Yep, I got all these Crayola things from where I spoke at an event with Crayola, and I tested out all the markers. That was one thing. I took a shower early, and you might think, oh, well, that's a good thing. Well, yesterday was a work at home day for me because the courses I teach this semester are finished, so I was at home. But I got up early and took a shower so I'd be productive with my day. I ate healthy for the day. I didn't reply to a text. There was a text that I got that just made me a little uncomfortable, and my first thought was to text back. I put the phone down, and I didn't reply to the text. And the last thing for yesterday is I read before bed. I was really proud that I read before bed last night. It helped me to sleep better. So hope that encourages you. Hope that you'll start your own daily 5, if you will, for your own mental health. I hope that encourages you. All right, empower you. Empower will always be in the form of a question. And today I want to ask you this question on International Teacher Appreciation Day. What do you love most about teaching? What do you love most about it? I know you're going to say the kids because that's our go-to answer. Like if you go to Sunday school, the right answer is always Jesus. If you're of the Christian faith and you go to Sunday school, that's always the right answer. I remember growing up, that was always the right answer in Sunday school. But what do you love most about it? Is it crafting the lesson? Is it the planning with your grade level? I mean, of course, I know you're going to say the students, right? I know you're going to say that. But what else? What do you love most about it? I want you to think about that, identify what that is, and let that empower you in the upcoming weeks. Right? Maybe grab a journal, grab a piece of paper, write that answer down. Hey, if you want to, tweet me the answer. I'm on social media, or take a picture and make a graphic. I'm on social media at Mr. Derryberry. There you go. And use the hashtag JedTV, and just for fun, make the E and the D bigger so we can realize that JedTV is all about equip, encourage, and empowering education. I hope that you have enjoyed episode 1 of JedTV. Who knows when episode 2 will drop, so stay tuned to all my social media channels, at Mr. Derryberry on Instagram, at Mr. Derryberry on Twitter, so you can see the next episode of JedTV and be equipped, encouraged, and empowered. Thanks for watching JedTV. Tune in for the next episode at all social media channels for at Mr. Derryberry. We hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time.